Hello, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr. I am the creator of PowerfulInterviews.com. In this exclusive interview, you're going to hear from a great friend of mine. His name is Arthur Hamel. And I highly recommend, if you want to listen to this life-changing, powerful interview that you won't find anywhere else on the planet, go to www.powerfulinterviews.com. Art Hamel, he talks about how to buy a successful business. He talks about how to generate positive cash flow, making $1 million or more from a solid business, and much, much more. So right about now, go get your pen and your pad and write down some notes. This powerful information that I'm going to share with you in this exclusive interview is going to change your life. So check it out.
Good evening, everyone. This is Arthur Robinson Jr., and tonight I have another special treat just for you. Tonight I'm going to be interviewing a great friend of mine, and he's a smart, intelligent businessman. His name is Arthur Hamel. He has purchased over 200 businesses throughout the whole entire world. And without further ado, I'd like to welcome Arthur Hamel to the call.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great, and it's getting better each and every single day.
I love it when I work with people like you.
Well, thank you, Art, for taking time out of your busy schedule to educate the listeners about buying a business and how they can be successful at it. I gladly appreciate it.
I am ready for anything you want to ask.
Okay, so what I would like to know, can you just basically tell us where you're calling from, and can you educate me as well as the listeners about how are businesses valued?
Okay, first of all, I'm from California, Laguna Niguel, which is about halfway between Los Angeles and San Diego, right near the ocean. And one thing I did when we were in the seminar business, we were in that for 15 years. The thing that always came up was everybody leaving the class was afraid to go out and buy a business because they were afraid of what the value was, or the value wasn't there, or whatever. So being an engineer from Penn State, as a matter of fact, I developed over a 2-year period a program to price or value businesses mathematically. It not only worked out very well, but after we had come out with this and we taught our people going through our class, the Small Business Administration actually adopted it. The last time I talked to them, they were still using it for valuing businesses as far as financing. We also, at the time, were an IRS-approved seminar. In other words, we had IRS agents in every class, and they took the seminar I put on for continuing education. They also were using our pricing system, which was mathematical. Now, that is good because when you go through it, the 25 basic areas, it gives you a good feeling for what goes into a value of a business. But what you should do, if you're going to go out and buy businesses, what you should do is look at using multiples. Again, I don't want to use a word like EBITDA, but let's just say cash flow. Let's say the cash flow of the business. If you're looking for manufacturing, and that's the type we usually recommend, manufacturing companies are normally running somewhere between 4 and 5 times their cash flow. If it's a business that is actually a subcontractor for another manufacturing company, it's usually closer to 4. If they have a proprietary product, it's closer to 5. Again, this is times the cash flow. Don't worry about all these other fancy words the brokers use. Just take it times cash flow. Now, you're going to find a lot of them out there that are priced at above 5. All I can tell you is don't buy them. Because what you want to do is go out into the market and buy it based on what the market value is. And again, I've been doing this for 53 years. So even though I run into brokers every now and then and again say, oh, they're at 7 and 8 times now, that is a bunch of bull. All I can say is it's run between 4 and 5 the whole time I've been in business. I also work with people all over the world, and I have for the last probably 40 years. So if you want to tell me something is different in England or Australia or China, I'll tell you, it isn't. It's the same in all the areas. In fact, probably if you go to Mars, you're going to find the same type thing happening. Now, do I know why the pricing comes up this way? I have no idea. Now, that's a basic manufacturing company, and that's usually one of the easiest businesses to buy because, number one, you can do a leveraged buyout, which means that the seller will usually provide financing, and most of the businesses that where you can get owner financing are usually manufacturing. You also then, after you get this owner financing, can finance assets. And so for those of you looking to finance businesses 100%, you're going to find quite often you can do that with a leveraged buyout, and it works very well.
How can someone in this down economy take advantage of buying a successful business?
Okay, first of all, when you go out there in Philadelphia, wherever you happen to go out in the world, what you're going to find is there are businesses that have problems. And what I want you to do, if you want to follow my lead, we always try to find businesses that have had 3 years of increased profit and sales, plus this year to date. If they have peaks and valleys, you don't want to own them, because if you bring investors in or if you have debt, you're going to have trouble making your payments. So what you want to do is get the ones that have 3 years of growth. And what you're going to say is, well, there are none out there like that. Well, you know, a couple of weeks ago, a female associate of mine in Dallas, Texas, said to me, because she was trying to buy a business, there's no businesses in Dallas that make X number of dollars. And I said, yes, there are. I've been doing this for years. No, there aren't. So we cut it off about 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So I went on the Internet, and I found 37 businesses within a half an hour making the amount that we were talking about, and manufacturing companies. I then emailed them to her, and I said on the email, I said, here's 37 of them, and if you ever tell me again there's no businesses making that much money in Dallas, I'm going to send you more. So she quit doing it. I then had a similar thing come up a couple of days later in Michigan. I threatened him with the same thing. I can threaten those of you in Philadelphia, too, because in Philadelphia, because I've worked a lot in Pennsylvania over the years, there are a lot of businesses making whatever you're looking for. And what you have to do is go out and look. Instead of starting one and doing that or going through this Mickey Mouse that you're going to have a business in your house, and what you want to do is go out and employ people. And the way you do that is go after an existing business. Are they out there? Yes. Can you put them together? Yes. Now, I don't care what the size is. The thing that's always going to bother everybody is they don't have the money. Because there's two things you have to do. I don't care if you're Donald Trump. And that is, Donald Trump probably doesn't have $1 in his pocket, but he always puts these deals together. Why? He has investors that invest with him. He has lending institutions that lend him money. And between the two of them, you can put anything together. And just keep in mind, let's say you go after a business making X number of $1 million a year. Okay, you have 43 cents in your pocket, and the businesses say $10 million. You are $9,900,000 and some thousand dollars away from putting that deal together. And you're going to say, oh, my God, I'll never do it. Yes, you will. You can finance or put together any business deal, any place on the planet. I don't care where you're working. You can put the thing together. Now, you think that people that buy these companies making $10 million or $20 million, whatever it happens to be, you think all these people have all the money. Nobody has all the money, because when I work with these people, and we have a company, say, priced at $10 million, and I'm working with a client, I don't find somebody with $10 million, because if somebody has $10 million, they're going to buy a company making $100 million. So what you have to do in the beginning is get over this thing that you don't have any money. What you have to realize is you're X number of dollars away from the amount you need to buy the size of business that you want. That's the key. And what you have to do is solve that problem, because on your first one at $10 million, you're $9 million off. What's going to happen is the next business you're going to buy, if you're on that track, you're going to buy one at $30 or $40 million. You're going to have $4 million in the bank. You're going to say, oh, I'm rich. I'm a millionaire. Problem is, the next business you're going to be 26 to $30 million away. I'm sure if you talk to Donald Trump, he would tell you that on every deal he ever worked on as he was growing, he never had the money to put the deal together. Nobody does, but nobody talks about it. All I can tell you is after 53 years in business and working with hundreds of thousands of people, because I haven't worked with just a few, hundreds of thousands of people, all I can tell you is, get off your duff, go out and start doing something. Again, put together a list of all the reasons that you can't do it. And what you're going to find is all of them will fall apart. All these are a figment of your imagination.
So it's good to use other people's money when buying a successful company?
You're always going to use other people's money, because if you have enough money to buy that, all cash, why did you buy a business that was so small? I don't understand it. I mean, everybody I work with will buy a business in a certain category, but everybody I've ever worked with, when they go out to buy that second business, they don't buy the same size, even if in the beginning they look at the